So top G Andrew Tate gets swatted while he's in Romania. Shortly after he just got into it with Greta Thunberg on Twitter. And for those of you who don't know who Andrew Tate is, he basically just talks about how to empower men and make men more masculine and responsible, and basically just showing men how to be better men. That's what he does. That's what he's known for. A lot of people like him. A lot of people don't. But for the most part, I would say that from what I've seen, he's a good guy and he's trying to do good for the world and help men out, especially in a world now that is trying to train basically everyone to hate straight men, right? Well, he's fighting that in his own way. And I appreciate that he's doing that. I support everything that he's doing. I did make a video about him a while ago, but at that time I had not known much about him. But since that time, I've watched a lot of his stuff. And I would have to say that I'm not going to lie to you guys. I am almost 100% in sync with almost everything he says. Almost everything. I can't say everything, but damn near everything he says, I am aligned with. So that's all I'm going to say about that. But to get into this topic and what happened with him and Greta Thunberg, basically, he had a back and forth with Greta, and he was trolling her on Twitter, and it was funny. If you don't know about it, go look it up. I don't really want to talk too much about that because I actually want to talk about what just happened to him. But it was a little funny back and forth. He was just trolling her about the environment and all the cars he has and stuff like that. She didn't like it. She got upset. She retaliated, and it was a little back and forth. It wasn't a big deal. I thought it was funny. But what ends up happening, and it's funny because Andrew Tate talks about this all the time. He talks about being in the Matrix and how the Matrix is trying to go after him and stuff like that. Well, shortly after this happens, I don't remember exactly when this happened, whether it was yesterday or the day before, where he was going back and forth with Greta. But then he's in Romania. I believe it was today or earlier today or yesterday, whatever. And then he ends up getting swatted. Now, the funny thing about it is, it didn't take long for the media to jump on the hate train and start attacking him and trying to smear him. It was like, they're like piranhas, right? And they smell blood in the water or whatever. They taste water in the blood in the water. And you know how piranhas are, right? They go right after it. Or sharks or whatever you want to call it, right? So they were waiting for this guy to make a mistake, or so they thought they had him, right? But they didn't. And I'm going to show you guys the articles that they were releasing. And then I'm going to show you what he says, where he explains the incident with Tucker Carlson. And he says it perfectly. He basically just explains what happened to him. And it wasn't as big of a deal as the media was making out. But I'm just going to show you the headlines that these media companies that are supposed to, give us the news. Let me show you what they were doing. They basically said, right here, BBC News, Andrew Tate detained in Romania over human trafficking case. Then New York Post, incendiary influencer Andrew Tate, brother arrested on sexual trafficking allegations. The Verge, Andrew Tate detained in Romania by police investigating human trafficking, yada, yada, yada. Rolling Stone, men's rights influencers Andrew Tate and Tristan Tate detained in Romania on same thing, basically. All these articles are the same, basically, saying the same crap. All these news, big news media outlets, whatever you want to call these pieces of crap, they all converged at the same time, and they were like, we got to get this guy. We got to smear him as much as we can. So they took this opportunity for seeing that him getting, they saw he got swatted, right? And they're like, okay, this is our opportunity to go ahead and attack him and smear him as much as we can. We got to spread as much bad information about him. And it doesn't matter if it's true or not. It doesn't matter that what they're saying is actually a lie, because he's going to explain what happened. That doesn't matter, because the damage is done. They went out and they put out these stories and people read them. And now they have this image of Andrew Tate being some kind of human trafficking person, whatever you want to call it, right? A human trafficker. That's what they have the image of now. A lot of people, whoever follows this garbage news, right? And that hurts his reputation, and that hurts him and what he's trying to do, right? And that's how this matrix works. That's how this world works. When you're somebody that's going directly against them, they'll do everything they can to take you down. And Greta Thunberg, who's this little, angel to the matrix, they try to groom this girl to being this climate change activist or whatever the hell she is. And she's spreading information. She doesn't know what the hell she's talking about. She was a little kid when she was sitting up here spreading her garbage to the world and people were falling for it. And she's supposed to be somebody that we're supposed to listen to? Hell no. She doesn't know shit. But they propped her up and he attacked her, or he was making fun of her. He was trolling her. And they're like, oh, no, you can't do that. We're gonna deal with you. But enough of that. I'm going to let Andrew Tate explain what happened, and then I'll give my finishing thoughts, okay? So, on Twitter, this is what he said to Tucker Carlson.
So, news accounts in the United States say that the U.S. Embassy in Bucharest, Romania, was tipped off to your misdeeds and alerted the local authorities you might be committing human trafficking. Given that this is the same charge they leveled against Julian Assange or a species of it, skeptical, but I want to know the details. Were you arrested for human trafficking? What happened?
Yeah, I was not arrested. So what happened is I suffered from a case of swatting. It's very popular with people who are large on the internet. Many large YouTubers have been swatted. It's where you call the police and you say somebody has a gun or there's a hostage situation and the SWAT team arrives. Somebody made a phone call to the American embassy saying that I was holding women at my house. The police arrived. And let me state this now. I state this openly to the world. I have absolute respect for the police. I would hate to live in a country where if you call the police saying women are being held against their will, that the police don't respond. That would be terrible. Of course they should come and look. Absolutely. They turned up. They investigated. They realized that nobody was in the house against their will. There was no crime committed. They said, okay, you're not a suspect, but you are a witness to this, along with me, my brother, the housekeeper, the gardener. Everybody who was in the premises at the time was labeled a witness. We had to go to the police station for 45 minutes for pieces of paper. We filled them in and we were let go. I was swatted. Nobody was hurt. There's no human trafficking.
Okay, so there you have it. You heard it from the horse's mouth. Basically, nothing happened. He got swatted. All the stuff that they made up about him was a lie. And that's what they do. They try to take you down. They try to attack you. They try to smear you. And I think it's funny because the amount of people that jumped at the opportunity to try to smear him and make him look bad, it just shows you the world that we're in. They don't care about facts. They don't care what the truth is. All they care about is how can we make this guy look bad because we don't like him. That's what they did here with him. They immediately jumped on it. They went after him. And as you heard him say, all those news stories that came out that I just showed you guys, they're all BS. They're all made up stories. I don't know where they got their information from. I don't know who told them what. But none of that stuff is true. Clearly, he just told you the story and what happened. And the stuff that I heard or read, I'm talking about they were saying that they found women locked in places that were being held against their will with weapons and all this stuff. I heard so much crazy stuff that I was like, wow, they're really trying to smear this guy. They're really trying to take this guy down. But Top G, right? That's what he calls himself. He handled it. And it is what it is. It's nothing. It's a nothing burger, basically. Nothing happened. And, but I can't say nothing happened because he still got smeared. There's still the stories out there. We'll see if they retract these stories. He should probably sue them or something because they're just smearing them all over the place. And even if he gets the stories taken down, the damage is done in terms of people have seen these stories and they're going to have these images and thoughts. So the circulation has already happened. So he's already going to take a hit regardless. But anyways, I think you guys get the point. If you like, comment, subscribe, share where you can, hit the notification bell, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.